Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of I Am Me with AMP. I have been blessed enough to be able to come into one of the sisters' places to be able to speak to you guys on exactly what she is doing within her business. But before I get started, I want to say to you guys, I hope you're all having a blessed and beautiful Sunday. And we are coming live to you from BFT and PAPATOETE. So, woohoo! Yes. So let's get started, and I'll get the beautiful Megan to introduce herself to all of you guys.
Hey everyone, my name is Megan and I am part owner to BFT PAPATOETE. Alongside me in our leadership team is also Apple and Ellie. I'm really privileged to be working with them and to serve our community in this light. Secondary to that is I am also a director for MMB Builders alongside my husband Morgan. So yeah, here I am catching up with Anne-Marie, old school friend of mine, and I'm just really privileged to be here.
Let's have some fun, guys. All right, Megan, so where should we start?
I don't know, but don't scare me.
Okay, how about we start on your journey into becoming an entrepreneur and what made you take the step out of your comfort to start something so different? Because you are in the building industry, right?
Yes.
And now you guys are in the fitness industry.
Yes.
So how did this all come about? How did you go from being in the building industry to being in the fitness industry?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a loaded question. So for me personally, I come from a corporate world. So actually we went from corporate to trade to fitness.
Okay.
So I guess the blessing is being able to carry, as an entrepreneur, being able to carry the life skills that I've learned through corporate and in trade and then into the fitness industry. But essentially for me, it doesn't matter what sector you work in, your business acumen still remains the same. You just change it in accordance to the environment you are going to throw yourself into. So to answer your question, how do we do it? Firstly, faith.
I love that.
Yes, faith. Having faith in God's plan for us as a ainga, because obviously, you go from a very secure salary into the unknown. So for us, as entrepreneurs out there, we take risks every day. But there's good risks, calculated risks, and then stupid risks. So for husband and I, for Morgan and I, it was really about one of Morgan's dreams. So Morgan's been in the trade for many years as a builder since he left school. And so for him, one of his dreams was to run his own construction or building business. And so with his skill set and my skill set coming from the corporate world and the business acumen that we carried together, we felt it was a recipe to start with.
Work. Yeah.
Yeah. And I talk about risks. So it was a calculated risk, but to mitigate that, we made sure we were talking to the right people, such as our family, looking at what was happening in the market, talking to the banks, financial advisors, and then, business mentors that specifically worked in trade. So that's how we kind of...
Okay, and then you kind of fell into the fitness regime.
Yes, and then it moved us into it. Yes, so a funny story was at the time, so last year we were talking about capital. So capital is like sort of, not excess money, but it was just money that was put aside, and what did we want to do with that? And so at the time, again, looking at what was happening in the markets, it was kind of like, well, we don't kind of want to go into property, but we don't want it to be in trade as well. So as entrepreneurs, you just want to make sure you are diversifying your portfolio. So we knew it wasn't going to be property. We knew it wasn't going to be in construction. We knew we wanted something different. And so I go to this extreme hip hop class with my mate Ellie and my mate Kay.
I love extreme hip hop.
Yes.
And which school are you going to?
It was the one in Mangere Bridge.
Nice.
Up at the mountain. Gina.
Okay, cool.
And so we go to this class, and after the class, we're just sitting outside, as you do as girls, and we're just having this real hyena laugh session. And I'm putting my stuff in the car, and then Ellie's like talking to Kay, talking about, because our mate Kay, with her man, they run their own gym too. And so I could hear her asking questions about gym ownership and how to
like a ping.
And I was like, what are you talking about? And she's like, I was just thinking about owning a BFT. And this is coming from my mate that absolutely hated hated fitness. I'll take her to Tortara Park and she'd be like swearing at me while I'm
all the way up, all the way down.
And all you can hear is this like, and yeah. So anyway, so to hear her talk about the passion that she had for fitness now was really inspiring. And I had actually just finished a trial at BFT at the OG one. So our OG BFT is One Tree Hill.
Okay, so One Tree Hill is was that the first one to actually open?
In Auckland. In Auckland, yeah. So I had just done a trial there and I really loved it. And I had come from a competitor's gym.
Because like how long was the trial for?
I think it was 7 days.
Okay,
7 days. But I loved it. Like I instantly knew, and I had gone on a strength day and I love strength. So it just spoke to me in so many ways. And at that time, I was looking to join like full time. And then anyway, long story short, heard Ellie and I was like, I just said to her, hey, if you are considering that venture with BFT, let me know, I might be keen. And that's how it happened.
And is she one of your partners in this?
Yes. She's also another part owner.
All right.
So it's
me. There's 4 of you guys.
Me, Ellie, and Apple.
Okay.
So we're the directors for BFT PAPATOETOE.
Wow, I love that. What a great story.
So it just started from a conversation outside after a extreme hip hop class.
And how long after that conversation did it take for you guys to build this?
Yeah. So from the time we signed the franchise agreement, which was back in October last year, we found this place basically in February, and this was an 8-week campaign to get this open.
And I watched it. I watched you guys put out all your campaign. I saw your really uncomfortable moment when you were speaking into the camera, like giving the outlook or like pushing BFT out and stating, but you did really well considering.
Teamwork.
Yeah, absolutely. And everybody did their bits and pieces. And I was like, wow, check out Megan. I was like, this is where I looked at it and I was like, okay, I got to jump on and see what the vibe is. But like, I love how it all started. And I feel like that was God's way of putting an opportunity in front of you. You heard it. And you just ran with it.
Yeah, I think it just takes you hear a leap of faith.
Absolutely.
There's so much power in taking a leap of faith.
Yep, I agree.
And this is kind of where we're at. We're only 5 months open, and I'm just really, really proud of the progress that we have made as a team, as a studio, but importantly, as a community.
So what would you say? Do you guys have like a lot of people from around Papatoe, or is it just like everybody from anywhere within
Obviously, we're BFT PAPATOETOE, so a lot of our people are local to this gym, and there's a few BFTs in the South Auckland region. And what I really love about BFT is the global access, whereas competitors, because you're a franchise, you're only restricted to that one studio. Whereas
you guys can go anywhere.
Yeah, so our members can, if they're down in Wellington for work, their training doesn't stop. They can book into Wellington.
Good. Because like how many franchises are there? Like how many BFTs are there in New Zealand? Do you know the actual number?
Nope.
I will look that up and I will put it in there for you guys.
I know there's a few, like so like basically BFTs here in New Zealand are just popping up, which is amazing.
This is what I want to ask you, and I really want to understand. What exactly is BFT? Like, what do you guys do different from everyone else within the gym industry?
Okay, well, damn, girl, that's a loaded question.
That's what we're about. You can have a think about it, and then I can edit it. I told you, I flow off you. Remember, you're trying to like really entice people to have an understanding. Yeah. I really want to know what BFT is, to be honest. Like, I have absolutely no idea.
So I've been to a couple of community gyms in my time. That's why I look really fit like I do right now. But I also came from another competitor's product. And I would say that BFT as a product, it offers progression training. So essentially, there's this journey of getting fitter and getting stronger, and there's so much science behind the way that
That's exactly what I wanted to hear.
Yeah, there's so much science behind our workouts and how they are formulated. Our body has different energy systems. So it might be on Monday, it might be a cardio session that is focusing on 2 specific energy systems, but on Tuesday we're going to stress another energy system because we just finished wasting you on 2 energy systems.
So what are these energy systems? What exactly?
I knew you were going to ask me that.
I need to know, because like I'm curious about BFT. I feel like I'm
well, how about you sign up and then I'll tell you all about it. Essentially, like, so we chop and change each day. So it might be a hybrid session where it's a collaboration, this beautiful marriage of cardio and strength training, or it might be cardio, strength. So we're not overloading the same muscle groups, or we're not overloading the same energy systems, but we also have like this beautiful technology. You can't see it because everything's off right now.
Yeah.
But we wear heart rate monitors. You know,
that's what I wanted to hear about.
I'm
so curious about this heart rate monitor.
And so when we have our amazing qualified trainers on the floor, basically there is a prescribed heart rate zone, and your goal is just to hit those heart rate zones.
Wow.
So when, like, you've been in a fitness, you've been in a fitness class, right?
Correct.
And you feel your heart rate going up and up,
wild.
Or go down, goes up, goes down. So in our classes, whether it's cardio, whether it's a strength class, you have prescribed heart rate zones that you need to hit.
And how are you guys able to read that?
It's on the screen.
Wow.
We can see it. If you're wearing your BFT 3 or BFT Cube.
What is that? Is it like a bracelet, or?
It's like the device that we wear around our chest, and it sits under here.
That's what I wanted to hear about.
Yeah.
I've been hearing the hype about something that you guys do, but no one's been able to really explain it to me. So it's wrapped around you.
Yep.
And you see everybody's up on the screen.
Yep. So it's Bluetooth connected. Wow. And so basically our member's name will be there, and we can see if they're overworking or they're not working hard enough.
And so what, are these given to you when you do sign up, or is it something you guys hold and you give it to the members when they come through?
Yeah, so basically when you sign up on membership, you have the option of buying it so that you can
take it home.
Yeah, it's theirs.
Yeah.
Like, we seriously don't want to hold it for them.
I know, 100%.
God, do you know how much sweat there's?
I know. Is it kind of like a belt or something?
Yeah. Actually, if you want, I can go and show you one.
Yes, please. I am so freaking fascinated, guys.
This here is our BFT 3 or BFT Cube. So essentially, just behind here is like all these sensors run behind here.
And whereabouts is that placed on you?
This is basically the part that measures your heart rate when you are training.
I'm going to zoom in on this. Wow, guys.
So this here, so obviously it's adjustable strap. And it's literally just...
Because what exactly does BFT stand for?
Body Fit Training.
I learned something new today. Body Fit Training.
Body Fit Training.
That is crazy.
Let's open it up a little bit.
It's crazy too, because it's part of your body. It's a fit, and it helps you to train.
Yeah. So essentially it just sits under here. We can, because it's Bluetooth enabled, and once you've got it on and it picks up your heart rate, shows you on the screen, and so for example, the bionic bike's over there, and the prescribed heart rate is in a pink zone.
And if you're not hitting it,
then we know that you're not working hard enough.
So will the trainers come around and boost you?
Yep. So because you're that fascinated, I'm going to show you.
I really am. We are fascinated, aren't we, people? Wow, this is actually really fascinating.
So these are the different heart rate zones that we work in.
Do you want to hold it up? I'm going to zoom it.
Okay.
There you go, guys. Heart rate.
So essentially, this is kind of in our resting periods.
Everybody has their names, and that's really cool.
So if we can see that the prescribed heart rate zone for the bionic bike is here, where we should be working 80 to 89% of our heart rate. Yep. But they're sitting here, and they're only working 60 to 69.
So what the trainers go up and the members, like, what are they saying to them?
Yeah, they'll be motivating them. They'll be looking at maybe how many calories they're currently hit, and then if they're sitting at 10 calories, they're like, cool, by the end of the set, I want you to hit 15. Or it could be looking at their output.
Okay.
Or literally they're standing there going, just making sure that they're
Come on, you got this. Yeah. Let's go.
High level of encouragement and motivation to make sure that we try and get them to the prescribed heart rate.
That in itself is hard work. Because you're keeping, as a trainer, you're keeping yourself motivated, you're keeping somebody else accountable. I guess it's like you're filling your cup, but at the same time you're draining your cup.
Well, you know, like, this is why the people you surround yourself with is probably the most important part in business, even just in life.
Yep,
you know.
Sure.
And so we're really fortunate that we have an amazing team of coaches.
Because how many coaches do you guys have within your BFT and Papatoe?
Yeah, so there is Byron, Apple, Kat, Tali, Tessa, and Sarah, which is our 6 qualified coaches. And then you have myself, Morgan, Ellie, that will jump on the floor to support our team in our classes. So yeah, I'm really proud of the community and the work that has been put in as a team, as a collective. It's not just one person. The success of the journey that we've been through as BFT Papatoe, even in our construction business, MMB Builders, it is not just one person.
Absolutely, it takes a team.
It absolutely
does.
It's
just like they're saying, when you're raising children, it takes a village.
It absolutely does.
And so it's just like having a business. It takes a village, right?
It sure does.
Because like, how long were you and hubby running your first business, your trade business? How long were you guys running that for before you jumped into this?
Yeah, so MMB Builders has been around for the last 8 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's freaking spectacular. Spectacular. And what is both of you and hubby's background? Like, what culture are you guys?
So I'm of Māori Korean descent, but I have been raised in a massive, beautiful Samoan family. Yes, it's a bit of a mixed story, but essentially, you know, I am really proud of my upbringing, and although my blood is of Māori and Korean descent, I also share a lot of our Samoan values that have been, you know, taught to me since I was 6 months old.
Yeah,
you know,
you're true. You're hati. What is it? 685 should we say? And hubby is of.
And Morgan's of full Niuean descent. He's very proud of his culture, and we are, as a family, we're just proud to be part of the Niuean heritage.
I know. I mean, it's freaking phenomenal, the fact that you guys took such a massive leap of faith to go from, you know, a salary that was stable, to jump into being an entrepreneur within your guys' trade business, now to jump into fitness. I think it's beautiful though, because you're creating jobs and opportunities for others. So, you know, what do you and hubby do to keep your cup full? You know what I mean? Because it's a lot of work.
Yeah, it actually is. I think,
plus being parents, don't forget.
Yeah, and we're also daughters and sons.
That's it.
You know,
that's it.
We have responsibility.
A million other things.
we take huge personal responsibility to our elders, our family, first and foremost, and then into our businesses. But the values that we carry as people outside of work, we carry that through work, and we're just really fortunate to, again, be surrounded by good people that share the same values. And I think that's part of our success, because we're not out there to be anyone else but ourselves.
Absolutely.
Our authentic self.
Yeah, I love that.
And so if you meet, you know me, what you see is what's from a real structured environment and corporate to the trade. That really put me through my paces. Yeah, like, you had to learn how to adapt to different shades of grey.
I mean, you were even working in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw you with your own trade belt.
Oh,
like, I've honestly, guys, if I'm following you, I am a hearty follower. Like, in terms of, I love to just watch what everyone's doing, because it's inspiring.
Oh, thank you.
And this is why I created this platform, is because I love people to inspire others. And I think it's beautiful. I mean, the fact you came from corporate, you're in there doing like jibbing and stuff. Like, I saw you with your belt and everything. I was like, yo, she really be living in that life.
I was voluntold.
I love it. But you have to put in the work to get what you need to get. You know, it's kind of like you have to do what you have to be able to do what you want to.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions, is that when you're a business owner or you own companies, they can do whatever you want. 100%. It is just so far.
It's far
from the truth.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, whereas if you have a secure job to go to and you're an employee, that's still amazing. You go, you
just
do your
show
work
up and you go.
That's right.
But there's a lot of background work to what you guys do.
Like we can still easily be working at 9, 10 o'clock at night.
For sure.
And then, you know, so MMB builders is my main bread and butter, you know, but having BFT in the mix, like for me, has been actually a saving grace, especially, you know, this year I had lost someone so close to me.
I saw that.
Yeah, and
condolences.
Oh, good sis, that's life, eh? You know, again, we go back to faith, and you know, our Christian values tells us that, you know, we will see them again.
You will see them again.
Yeah.
Amen to that.
Yeah. So, you know, having BFT and my BFT team and community, our people that
a good release.
Yeah, it has enabled me to heal. There's still a long road, but again, this is life. I think it's so easy to be business owners and that's all people see.
Yeah, but you're human.
But people don't see the brokenness.
Absolutely.
You know, that
person at the end of the day.
And the mask that you, the hats that you really wanted to share was like, when I'm here and even at work when I'm at MMB, like you see, I can show up here in my MMB truck with my MMB uniform, come and get changed, and then I'm in BFT uniform.
BFT, so you just switch and change all the time.
But everyone that I'm around understands me and knows kind of, like for me, I can just be my authentic self.
It's nice.
And if today is not a good day, then it's okay. You know, I think the emotions of grief is just still really early on for me. Grief is
a hard topic.
It sure is.
Yeah, because that is exactly for myself.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't weigh myself.
Yeah.
It's not because I don't want to. I just feel like exercise is just for my mental health.
Yeah, and then so you see even our beautiful, voluptuous men and women here, that for them, maybe some of their goals is around their physical being, but you know what? Most of it, it's just their overall well-being.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I
can totally believe that as well.
And again, that, you know, BFT is designed by athletes, but for the everyday person to be able to do a class.
Well, like let's jump into like some of the people that have come through into BFT in terms of, you know, your members and stuff.
Okay.
I mean, what are some of the stories, or is there like a story that sticks out to you that's really resonated with you, with one of your team, with one of your members, that is just stuck in your head, that's come through? Maybe they weren't feeling themselves. A couple of months later, they're just like a whole new person. Like, have you come
across man, it's so funny that you were talking about this, because we're currently on an 8-week challenge.
All right.
And our head coach Byron had put together a bingo card, and so we've had lots of different bingo activities that have been physically challenging, or there's a lot of fun and laughter in it. But the one for this week, because we're on our final week of the 8-week challenge, was the task was to write a letter to yourself, to your past self, whether that be at the beginning of your BFT journey or the beginning of the 8-week challenge, and then to post it in the locker room. So we have our own private members Facebook page, and it's been really humbling. I'm just trying to find the right word to give you the emotional sentiment to the things that we are reading in there. And you would think, you know, for a gym that's only been open 5 months, there may be some hesitation. Girl, I tell you what, man, I am still reading them at midnight and trying to respond to them, you know.
That's a vibe.
Yeah, and so, you know, we're hearing of stories of coming from broken homes. We're hearing stories of depression, you know, suicide, or we're hearing stories of people not feeling their self-worth, but now they do.
I love that.
Because on the flip side of that, they now feel like they've made extra brothers and sisters, you know, usos. You know, you hear that, you see people come through the doors that when they walk through, originally they'd go to the furthest corner and hide over there.
But now they're all like...
Yeah, they didn't want to get in front of the camera, and now they're all over it. I think for me, what has stood out the most, again, you cannot put a price on it, is the increase of people's confidence and self-worth.
That's cool.
And not just in the 8 weeks. Some of these guys have just started with us when we first opened to, you know, our day oneers.
Dude, that's massive.
We've got people that had just signed up with us just for the challenge, but now want to continue. Because of the fellowship of brotherhood or sisterhood that they have found here at BFT PAPATOETOE. And again, you know, this studio is a physical being. It's just the physical means. It's the vessel, but they are the vehicle.
They're the vehicle, yo.
You know? So we've got this physical building, but they are the community.
And your guys, in your world, that would be like, your community is like the veins that pump blood through everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just because that's what you guys are doing, you're pumping life into people.
Yeah, and even though when they come here, we have this real love-hate relationship. Yo. They come in and it's all love, and then they
afterwards
they touch the black mats and it's like hate, and they finish like high fives and like, we did this, I love you again. You know, so
I can just imagine, hey, especially when you're tired and you guys are like, hey guys, and then they jump on here, okay, this is what's going on, guys, and they're just like, oh.
Yeah, you get up, you know, our coaches get up and they start explaining what in talk time, they're talking about the session, and they come in, they're like, yeah, and then they hear the session and they're like, oh hell no, I'm reconsidering my life choices right now.
Like everybody must be freaking sweating like nobody's business in this space.
Yeah, like we have your size 6s to our size 24s.
Wow, I love
you know, but it doesn't matter what you look like, you can do this.
That's awesome.
And that's why it's important to have the right people behind you.
Did you hear that? Anyone can do this.
Honestly, and again, I think that's the biggest misconception, is BFT is for athletes. I tell you what, man.
It's for everyone.
It is absolutely for everyone.
And it's an investment that is like, it's a good investment, family.
Yeah.
It's a good investment.
And like you think about, especially like I'm going to give the example of our mums. They work so tirelessly. Like, I think as Māori Pasifika women, we're raised to serve. Our parents teach us to serve. And so we go through life just continuously serving others. And our needs and our wants is here,
very last,
while we're serving up here.
At the pinnacle of it.
That's right. And so if you come to a place like this for an hour, and sometimes we have members that come and they sit here, you know, even on their days off, they come here just to hang out with us.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
But again, that's
they're trying
organic.
they want to draw the energy of goodness.
Yeah.
So that's why they keep coming back.
Again, it goes back to surrounding yourself
with great people.
Good people that are in line with your moral compass.
Good intentions,
Yeah,
for sure.
So, you know, it's the biggest misconception.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But like, you know, being a business owner, you've got to have something, like, because, you know, I just recently interviewed Tione.
Yes.
Yes.
He's amazing.
Yes. And, you know, he brought up discipline.
Yeah.
Would you say that you have a daily routine that you stick to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to. Like, I cannot wake up one day and go, I want to go do this.
Well,
I want to go do that.
Could you give us a rundown of a day in Megan's life?
Well, sure.
Take us from like from the time you wake up. I'm just curious because, you know, if you're wanting to be a business owner, well, in your case, 2 businesses, you know, you've got to have some sort of routine that gets you through, right? Yeah.
So if you know me really well, like structure and organization is probably pretty up there.
Yep.
So basically every Sunday I am looking at my calendar and looking at where I need to be for the week.
Okay.
I do break up my week. So Wednesday is typically my BFT day. And then depending on my week so 2 days I'll do everything. My whole focus is BFT, and the other 3 days my whole focus is MMB builders. So typically what a day looks like for me is trying to fit in a class, and you could typically find me in the 9:30 class, because it's the
9:30 class, guys.
It's the class that works for my schedule, because in the morning it really is getting our son ready,
of course,
and making sure
mummy duties.
Yeah, I am still a mum.
Mummy and wifey duties.
I'm still a wife. Yeah. I'm still a daughter outside of this and MMB builders, and it allows me, because once I get here, then everything's on.
Of course.
So I take the liberty of time in the morning to ensure that I have everything ready for the day.
What time do you wake up in the morning?
I really want to say 4:30 a.m. to make it sound cool, but no, it's around about 6:37 in the morning.
That's still early.
In the business world, probably not so much. But that is the only time I get for myself, is the ability to stay in bed to 6:30, then get up, get everything ready for the day. People laugh at me. If you've seen me arrive here, you see a backpack, a side bag, and another bag.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
She really be doing the most. She really be doing the most.
One's my MMB bag, one's my BFT bag, the other one's my lunch bag.
So you've got 3 bags that are okay. That's discipline. Okay, so you got 3 bags designated to your day.
So in the morning, it's like, okay, right, get my lunch prepared. Have I got everything required that I need to get through for MMB builders? Everything goes in that bag.
Okay.
And then in my other bag is basically my BFT bag with anything I need to bring to studio, and including my gym gear, because again, training for me is my mental release. So I make sure I always have my training gear. When I go home, when I leave here, I have 4 bags. So I arrive with 3, I leave with 4, because the 4th one is my shower bag.
Okay. Wow. Wow. You really be doing the most. And so you go home from BFT.
Yep.
But so on the days, do you do BFT every day, like 5 days a week, or just twice a week?
I try and hit a minimum of 3 to 4 sessions a day. Not a day, 3 to 4 sessions a week.
I know, I was about to say I'm about to die right now. I was like, whoa.
No. 3 to 4 sessions a week is my goal. If I can achieve more than that, I'm really happy.
Awesome.
But a minimum of 3.
So I hear you say you've got your 5 days planned for your businesses.
Yeah.
So your Saturday and Sunday are family time?
Again, I would like to say yes.
But like, it's like
the reality
depending on what you need to do, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So at the moment, we've got 8-week challenges, and as a group of directors or owners, we always make sure that we're present.
I love that.
You know, and connecting with our community.
Of course.
Because, you know, we don't have the liberty like our coaches that see these guys every single day. Whereas, you know, like most of the time I'm here, people will see me. I have I've actually moved my building portacom here.
I saw that.
So that I could be on hand anytime that the coaches might need me. So literally it is that. Because
where does that usually stand? She's got a sector of her business here with her from the other business. Where did that used to sit?
Oh, that's new.
All right, cool. So so that's where you do all your like admin and all your bits and pieces. Yeah? Cool.
Yeah. And it was good because we actually had a home office at home. But as we took on a second business, which is BFT PAPATOETE, I needed to split it. Yeah. And so now it actually just worked out so perfectly. We've got a portacom. It's here. I can do all the work for both MMB and BFT from there. I come up here to train, hang out with our community, go back down there.
That's cool, man. You get to fill your cup a bit, eh? You know, when you kind of just need to be surrounded by people, you're like, okay, I'm going to go see how everyone's going.
Yeah, especially when you work in isolation for so long.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, you know, I also have our project manager admin support with us now, so her and I get to work together.
Nice.
You know, so that's who's the other desk in the office is for.
I love that.
So, yeah, like
you're bringing everything all into the headquarters.
Yeah, basically. And then when I leave here, then I know that I've done everything that I need to for the day, and like I have this calendar, and some people see this calendar, they're like, "What the actual?"
It's just got everything.
But it's how, like,
do you have like birthdays and everything in there as well?
I'll show you my calendar.
Oh my life! You know, you're the second person that's shown me their calendar. I'm like, whoa.
It's probably the easiest way to sum up how I organize my day.
Holy macaroni! I love how you've color coordinated everything.
It's color coordinated. But then I break my day down. So, like, for example, here, like you'll see your name on here.
I'm really grateful that she had time for me. Oh, look at that, guys. She has me in there.
Have you in there?
I'm grateful.
I am grateful.
Yeah,
I'm grateful for the opportunity. So, yeah, that's kind of how I get through my day. And it's, definitely try and do the most of this.
You guys, what are some of the ventures that you guys are planning on doing in terms of, you know, MMB and BFT? What are you guys pushing for the future? Have you guys got any plans or?
Oh, that's a loaded question.
I'm giving you a lot of loaded questions.
Yeah, man.
We need to get down. We need to go deep.
Yeah. So at the honest truth is we don't have much on our radar at the moment.
Which makes sense.
Yeah,
because you've got a lot on your plate.
Yes. Although my husband has said, "Hey, do you think we should open it?" And I'm like, Sorry, please come down.
Because at the end of the day, you're doing admin across everything, right?
Yeah, like I wear different hats.
Yeah,
whether
totally.
It's for MMB, it's admins, project management, sales and marketing. For BFT, I am the operations manager, so I oversee everything that happens in the studio. You know, so it is chopping, changing the hats and the uniforms, like physically.
But I feel like you thrive in it, eh? I think you.
I do thrive under pressure.
I feel like you'd go cuckoo if you didn't have that much to like.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah,
you can't slow down, eh?
No, but I need to, and I think it's one of the things. After my auntie passed away, who was she was my Samoan mother since I was 6 months old. So it was her that passed away earlier this year.
That's hard.
Yeah, it's pretty deep for me. Yeah,
it makes you wanna push even more though.
Yep, it does. I think the journey for grief is very different for everybody, as it would be for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I'm a high functioning person, and so that's what's enabled me to get through on some of the days that have been really, really hard.
Yeah, for sure.
And I am typically a self-assured person, but grief really does play mind games with you, I'd say, is at the bare minimum.
It really does.
Where I start questioning my self-worth. And, you know, and there'll be days that I'm sitting in this rut, but I am personally responsible to 2 different teams. So
you have no time to be in that space.
Yeah, so one of the greatest things that she taught me is carry on, get up. Like, she'd be angry if I just sat in that lull. But again, it's taking the time to love myself. And when I'm in a dark space, or I'm feeling like a really sad day, it's kind of like, cool, I acknowledge that. I'm not hiding you.
And you know what? That's the perfect example of what you're supposed to do. Because it's part of you.
Yeah. But naturally, as a high functioning person, it'll be like, right, I'm going to deal with you later. Well, hey, grief, just sit there.
But you're letting
I'll be back.
You're letting it. That's good. Yeah. That's really good.
Well, I think you have to, because for me, you know, one of my cousins had told me this sermon that she had heard, but she's more like a sister to me, and it's around the journey of grief. Like, that person that you are grieving for is worth the tears.
Absolutely.
They are worth the grief, you know, so respect that moment.
Yeah.
You know, so that's always sat in my mind.
That's good. That's really good.
Yeah. Well, so if you're grieving for somebody and you were in a lull, it's because that person meant that much to you.
Well, they mean the world to you.
Yeah. Well, she is my rock. And like to have that like literally shattered into a million pieces, and to have to, like, for me, witness the things that I had to, and it's 5 months later that like events still keep playing in my mind.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's like, actually, I acknowledge you happened. I'm not even going to pretend it didn't happen. But today, I really need to get my A into G, because there's 2 teams that are relying on me to show up.
Well, because at the end of the day, everything that you feel and think has to coexist with each other.
Yeah.
There has to be a balance.
Yeah.
And I think the beauty of listening to you is that, you know, you got to spend so many years with your mum.
Yeah.
Where a lot of people don't even have that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's how I get through my days. I think I had so many years with my dad and my brother that I feel blessed.
Yeah.
To have had that.
Yeah. And you know the saying that, you know, especially in our Samoan culture, that you're blessed for looking after your parents.
Yeah.
And for me, it does speak true. Like, the success that Morgan and I have had to date hasn't come just from ourselves.
Absolutely.
It has come from the blessing of being able to take care of both sets of our parents at home.
And it's their prayers for us.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
And I think
it is.
When I do have moments, it comes back to that, you know, Auntie was an avid and strong Catholic.
Absolutely.
And I know.
And her belief in God was just so strong.
Even to her last held her rosary, and you could see her moving her fingers through the decades, you know, and that's how strong
she's going home.
Yeah, man.
She's going home.
She's like,
she's looking at you, Megan, like, and I'll see you on the other side. But for now, you need to stay here and do what you got to do.
Yeah, that's right.
For sure. And I think like the way you perceive it and look at it, that's perfect.
Yeah,
that's perfect.
But there is times where I have to remind myself of the beautiful blessings that we have, just like you were saying, the blessing of time that I got to have with her.
That's exactly it.
And I know that every day she prayed for us, because she always said, you know, you're my prayer today.
It's every Samoan mum.
I'm
telling you, like my mum.
It's like, were we that naughty? Yeah. You gotta pray for us every day.
I know for a fact that my mum prayed for me, because the things I got up to as an adolescent were wild. And
yeah, remember we went to high school together.
Yes, we did go to high school together. But then coming out on the other side, and you know, being able to be blessed, to be able, like, I'm truly grateful to be able to sit here and hear your story and help others, you know, have a better understanding of what you can possibly do, you know, and the hardships, because at the end of the day,
like Sione was talking about, discipline.
Yeah,
it really comes down.
That's
the amount of discipline I have through my personal life and also my business life. If I had that same level of discipline in what I eat, I'd be so really skinny right now.
I think that's all of us. I think we're all on that regime of discipline. So, you know, like, I love food.
Yeah, so do I.
Food is good.
Everything in moderation, right?
100%.
We still got to be happy, but we still got to live a balanced life.
I feel like as islanders and like as Pacific and, you know, Māori people, food is our sanctuary. Like, that's something we love to do as a family. We love to eat.
Well, that's how we fellowship together, is around food.
That's it. And that's why it's so good that you're in fitness, because you get to have a balance of both that and this.
Yes.
But, you know, you were speaking when we first started this interview, you spoke into your faith.
Yeah.
So, you know, what are some things that help you keep your faith?
Just prayer. Yeah. And it might be a prayer on the fly where I'm in the car. It might be at the beginning of the morning, or, you know,
prayer is just the best, right?
Yeah. Like for me, I actually haven't physically gone back to church for a little while now, but it doesn't mean that my Christian values are not here.
Amen. You know, I love that. We literally just spoken to that exact thing. Like, for myself, my point of view is, you know, I love going to church, but if I can't, it doesn't mean that I'm not part of, like, I'm not thinking of God and I don't have him with me.
Yeah.
And I love that you said that,
yeah.
because I've been really wholeheartedly speaking into this, because people need to understand that God is with us 24/7 regardless.
Yeah. And he loves us. Like, you know, for me,
he does. Amen.
Faith is, like, if you have it, then it helps you get through that day.
For sure.
Especially on really hard days, but especially on the good days. Like, for me, man,
it's so good.
Like for me, I see the sun, I'm like, oh man, thank you God for a good day today.
Yeah,
you know, like, the sun makes me happy.
Yeah.
You know, so every day, like, if it's a Sunday, we've got nothing on for work or whatever, and it's a sunny day, I'm like, oh my gosh, babe, it's a sunny day. It's like, oh my gosh, where are we going today?
I love that. I love that. I love that you and your husband seem so in sync. I think that's probably part of the success of it all, yeah?
Yeah, like, one of my biggest fears when I left from corporate, when Morgan said to me, babe, I really think we could do well if you just left your job. But I was at the, you know, like, I would consider that I was at the peak of my career in this corporate role. And I felt real honored and privileged to be a Māori Pasifika sitting around a table where we were a minority. For us, when we work together, we know right now, we acknowledge with each other, one cannot work without the others. The boys won't have work if we're not doing our part. But then if they weren't as good,
you need to be pulling the work.
Yeah,
they need to be, like,
building the work,
and they need to be doing, like, such a mint job that you're creating a portfolio for people to want to come to you guys.
And then because we have this mutual understanding that one cannot work without the other, and when we've been interviewed before, really, this is the best way to sum it up. I work on the business while he works in the business.
I love that.
You know, and so because we have these two defining roles, it means we haven't smashed each other.
He gets to watch he gets to physically watch it all happen and physically be part of it, where you get to overlook it and just, like, double check that all of the operations and everything else is good.
Yes.
I love that.
And once we come to that mutual understanding of what we do, we just stay in each other's lanes.
It's crazy, because it's like, you're the body and hubby's the heart.
Yes.
right?
Sure is.
That was a good analysis.
That's a good one.
I know, right?
Yeah, put it there.
Use it for your next interview, okay, and say that it came straight from me. I love that. That is actually a really good analysis. I'm going to make sure I really highlight that part. That was great. Okay, then. So, like, you know, being where you are right now, like, and going through everything that you've gone through, is there anything that you would change?
No. Not at all.
I love that.
Through the tears, the heartbreak, the overdrawn accounts, you know, it all has paid off, and it works for us. The amount of people that we have been surrounded with, good people that have our intentions, will continue to encourage us.
I love that. What a great story. This is going to be so good when your son's like 21.
He's in that I'm too cool stage.
But totally.
Hey, that's okay. I think
because how does he come across it with mum and dad having all these ventures and, you know, always being busy, but always making sure that he's good?
Yeah, like for us, he is one of our driving forces, because, you know, you look at kids these days, and although we often say, oh, these kids got it easy, actually they probably don't.
No, they don't, because social media really does thing with the mind.
Yeah, that's right. And so although we were kids playing outside on the road, you know,
I feel like we have the difference between then, when we were out there playing on the roads and stuff, is that we didn't have the world to compare ourselves to.
Yeah. We were just in our own bubble, whereas now they've
got the world to compare themselves to.
And although technology has been a really beautiful thing, it has also been a scary thing for a lot of our teenagers and a lot of our adolescents and children. And so for us, and what we are doing is to hopefully be really good positive role models and be able to teach Bronson the things that he needs to adapt and learn in this world.
And I think you're totally going to do that. I think you guys are absolutely going to do that.
Well, hopefully.
Because, you know, your kids are a true reflection of who you are as parents.
Yeah, that's so true.
And that's the absolute truth. And I know this because I have 20-year-olds, and, you know, they're living their lives now, and it's crazy, but it's so rewarding.
It is rewarding some days,
for sure, absolutely.
And then some days you just want to hug them,
just want to hug so tight, like to see the changes. Because we used to catch the train together to work.
Yes, we did.
When we were in our 20s,
and we went to school together.
Like far out. And now we're sitting here having this conversation, speaking into this one's businesses. What a freaking 360-degree turn.
Who would have thought?
I know, who would have thought? But, like, you know, to anyone out there that is wanting to take the leap of faith, what are some of the key things that you feel that they might need to do to just get out of their comfort zone?
So have a plan. Then to your plan, have a plan B. Probably that sounds really basic. You probably wanted something really
no, not at all.
philosophical. But
I've had like a whole lot of different people come through, and everybody, I feel like if you put everything together, it all makes up.
Be strategic in your exit from wherever you're coming from, and have a plan of what you're wanting to achieve and how you're going to achieve it. But have someone also make you accountable.
So be accountable. Who was your person that made you accountable?
Me and Morgan. It was each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you mentioned that you guys got mentors.
Yep. So we went through a building business mentor, and we stuck with them for about a good 6 months. But what I had found was everything that they were teaching us, I already knew. I think I learned a lot of that through my corporate life.
I love that.
You know, and again, like I said at the beginning, it doesn't matter what industry you're going to.
It's going to have the same platform in terms of
the foundation. Yes, your business principles remain the same.
Yeah.
And then if you can connect with a community that has the same moral compass as you, it just makes business life easier.
Rolls.
Yeah.
So you've made a whole lot of good mates coming through all of your businesses and ventures.
Yeah.
Of connecting, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's crazy. And, you know, within your first business that you and hubby have, do you guys have jobs across the whole of New Zealand? Like, do the boys go across the whole of New Zealand?
No, just Auckland. Just Auckland. Like, we think about our team of builders, they've got families, you know, and we know what Auckland traffic is like. So typically we're not doing work over North Shore or in the Auckland City area.
To keep it within.
Yeah, so because they've got homes to go back to, and who wants to sit in traffic for 3 hours a day?
For sure, that's really considerate.
Well, we try.
Yeah.
But sometimes when, like, you know, to be able to still run MMB Builders coming through COVID as a Māori Pasifika business. So to anyone that has managed to get through COVID and still be running your business now, like a huge kudos to you guys, because as business owners during that time where our work really relied on income from homeowners that were paying us to build their homes, you know, it's a real big ups to every single business that was able to get through COVID. We did, and it's one of our proudest moments, especially being.
And you got to keep your team on.
Yeah, we did.
That's freaking
no one lost their jobs.
Yeah, that's awesome. But
I
something in my head just rang to me. So you guys build homes, yeah?
Yeah. So the niche that we're in and for MMB Builders is particularly in renovations, alterations, and extensions. We do the new build, but we find that the work is a lot more cognitively challenging. That gives our boys a real good push, especially in the alteration extension side.
So did you guys build your house?
Yes, we did.
I thought so, because that's what came to my head. I was like, surely they would have built their house.
Yeah, we did.
I love that.
Yeah, we built our own home.
That's cool, man.
We took our team off contract just to make sure, because if you're a builder, you know, it is always your home that's last, and that was not happening with us. So we took our team off contract for a good 6 months to build our home.
Wow. So like during that time, you guys weren't doing any other work outside, or did you guys separate it? Your team members to go and store?
No, at that, because we're a much smaller team at that time.
Gotcha.
So everyone worked on our house. However, COVID then hit, and so it was a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, it really was.
Because we couldn't work, especially during level 4 and parts of level 3. Yeah. We just got to work on the house, me and Morgan. Obviously, our team wasn't allowed there, but because that house is on our current site.
God is always on your side, eh?
Yeah, 100%.
You're the man. How freaking good is that?
Yeah.
So how about, is there anything that you live by, or a quote, or just a saying that you hold close to you that has helped you get through all these years of being an entrepreneur and just being yourself as a person?
Yep. Feedback is the food of champions.
Okay. Feedback is the food of champions.
Feedback is the food of champions. If you want to grow yourself, you have to be open to the feedback, whether it's constructive or positive. Again, I think as Māori Pasifika, we shy away from good feedback, because you're like, oh, you know, because
I love it,
because we're being taught humility and to be humble, and like still we still hold those true to who we are.
But own it.
Yeah. Be okay to own good feedback, but also be able to own and take responsibility for constructive feedback.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, so for me, feedback is the food of champions, and it was a leader that taught me throughout my corporate life that had said that, and I have carried that ever since, and I still do to this day.
I love that. Well, let's give a massive thank you to Megan for jumping on IME with AMP. If you guys are wanting to start something different within your fitness, come through to BFT at Papatoe. Megan and her team will have your back. But I hope all of you guys have a blessed Sunday, and I will see you guys back here next week at 5 p.m. on Sunday.
Let's do it, guys. Thank you for the opportunity, sis.
You're welcome.